Wonderhussy here. I'm out in Namibia, Africa, and it's friggin', I don't even know what time it is because of the time difference, but it's early, okay? And we're at a place called Sossusvlei, which is this giant sand dune field that's so vast. I think it's like 35,000 square kilometers, which is, God, I'm not good at math. It's like 15,000 square miles. Anyways, sea of sand dunes. And it's absolutely beautiful. And they recommend that you get there at first light. So we drove out here before the sun even came up and got here at first light. And it wasn't pleasant to get up that early. I know I'm looking a little rough, but it was worth it. Look how gorgeous this is. So even though I'm totally not a morning person, this was worth getting up early for. Anyway, supposedly some of the tallest sand dunes in the entire world are out here. There's one in particular that is 325 meters high, which I think is about 1,000 feet. So should be pretty impressive. I mean, I've been to several sand dunes in my day, but I think the highest dune I've ever personally climbed, well, I know the Kelso Dune is like 600 feet, and then I went to the Great Sand Dunes Park in Colorado and climbed one there, but I don't remember how tall it was. But it certainly wasn't 1,000 feet tall, okay? So not only am I gonna have a great time enjoying this friggin' amazing beauty, but I'm also gonna get a good workout. Okay, so Sossusvlei is the name for this whole area, but the world's tallest sand dune is here at a specific part of the park called Deadvlei. It's like a white salt pan with these dead trees that, I don't know, there's some geologic reason for it. Like, I think a river used to flow in there, and so these trees grew, and then something cut off the river's flow, so the trees all died, and there's these stark, crazy branches, and you've probably seen pictures of it. White salt pan, orange sand dunes, dead trees. Check, check, check. We're gonna go check it all out. Look at this. They have these four-wheel drive shuttles to get you out here because the road is super soft sand. And in fact, if you have a two-wheel drive car and you even try to come out here, they'll fine you. So four-wheel drive only is allowed to come down here. That's why you see all these Toyotas. And it's tough. Even with four-wheel drive, this sand is deep. And people get stuck all the time. Okay, I'm doing this hike barefoot because it's pretty soft sand the whole way. And I'm not really expecting the sand to get too hot until later in the afternoon. So I think I'll be okay, but I did bring a pair of flip-flops with me just in case. I didn't want to wear hiking boots because I just felt like my feet would get sweaty, and I don't know, I have a real aversion to wearing shoes, as those of you who've been following me for a while know. So, I don't know, it just seems like it'll be easier to do this barefoot. I mean, it's mostly soft sand, but there are sections where the salt pan comes out. Look at this. It's like hard packed, I don't know if it's clay or what, but even this isn't bad to walk on. Just amazing. Look at how beautiful this is. I should really get up for sunrise more often. Look how beautiful. Here's the sun coming up over the African dunes. Ooh, I feel like I'm in the Lion King. Oh man, holy wow. I have been to some beautiful landscapes in my day, but this is truly exceptional. I mean, look at this friggin' sand sea. These, oh my God, words fail, man. And then these awesome, like, dead trees coming out of it. Oh, this is, man, I can see why this is a World Heritage Site. This is really something to see, you guys. Okay, so to get to Deadvlei, we parked back there, and then there's this trail that's virtually unmarked. We're just kind of following the people ahead of us, but I think it goes up this ridgeline here, all the way up. Oh gosh, you probably can't see, but I think I'll use my chromie zoom. You can see way back there in the distance. I think we have to hike all the way up to the top of that. Okay, hiking along. the ridge of these friggin' awesome dunes. Look at this. I feel like I'm in a National Geographic magazine. The sun's just coming up there. And look how cool the texture is on these dunes from the wind, where it hasn't been marked up by people's footprints. You can see, and then way in the distance there's where our car is. So we came all the way up this. We still have quite a ways to go. Oh man, it really is an awesome workout. Like a workout like this, I don't mind. Like this beats slaving away on a stinking treadmill any day. Okay, I think that's Deadvlei. You can see all the dead trees down there on that pure white pan. It almost looks like a spilled puddle of milk. But I guess the tallest dune in the world, supposedly, is that one up there, and it's called Big Daddy. It's the one that's 1,000 feet high. So I think, I guess I'm gonna try to hike to the top of that first, and then go down to the salt pit. Oh my God, you guys, I can't even describe to you how friggin' epic this is. I mean, this is up there in my top hikes of all time. I mean, my Mount Whitney summit hike was friggin' amazing. It's a tie, dude. This is just as awesome. And frankly, this is a lot easier. Okay, you guys, I made it to the top of the world's biggest sand dune, Big Daddy. And it's towering high above Deadvlei. Oh man, I'm so glad I can share it with all of you. Okay, well, I sat up here at the top of Big Daddy for a bit, drank some water, ate some trail mix, but now I think it's time to go down and check out that awesome white Deadvlei. Okay, now comes the fun part. I get to run or slide or however I want to get down this pretty steep face to Deadvlei. I mean, for reference, check this out. Okay, apologies for my shadow, but you can see here how steep the face of this dune is that we're going to be going down. And apparently, this is one of those dunes like the Kelso dunes that I did a video at outside Vegas that's called a booming dune because of the silica content and the size, shape, and diameter of the individual sand grains. I guess it makes kind of a low frequency rumbling or booming sound when you slide down it. If you want, you can watch my video that I made at Kelso Dunes. Unfortunately, I was unsuccessful on that attempt to record the sound, but I figure these are probably optimal conditions if I'm ever going to pick up that sound, because A, this dune is higher, and B, this dune is way drier. When I did the Kelso video, it had rained fairly recently, and I guess the drier the sand is, the better chance you have of hearing that noise. Well, they're in the middle of a drought here, okay? It hasn't rained in like 3 years or something. So their misfortune is our gain, sad to say. It might increase our chances for hearing this. It's a real low frequency rumbling didgeridoo type sound. Okay, I'm sitting at the very top of Big Daddy, about to slide down to Deadvlei. You guys, if you ever want to slide down a sand dune, here we go. You're coming along for the ride. Not sure you can hear that sort of squeaking, booming sound. Well, that's the infamous singing, booming sand dune. You heard it here first. Also, while we're going down, it's kind of cool to look at these tracks of whatever kind of creepy crawlies were out here last night. I mean, we got here first thing in the morning, so I don't know, I hate to be here any earlier than that. I mean, whatever that thing is, just looks terrifying. Although, to be honest, the most truly terrifying tracks are the ones left by people like me, because we do way more harm to the environment and places we go. You know what I mean? Like, look, there's all these people running down, they're having so much fun, and it's cool, it's innocent. But then you zoom in on the lake bed, and you can see where some jagoff carved their name into it. And then I'm pretty sure that that is a dick pic, right? Looks like a dick and balls to me with something squirting out the top. I mean, what is it about dudes that they always want to draw a penis wherever they go? Like, I get it, you have a dick. That don't impress me much. Whew, okay, we made it to the edge of Deadvlei. Look at this. It's actually kind of better from ground level because you don't have to notice all the annoying graffiti people gouged into it. Well, you can start to see it there, but hey, guess what? We'll just ignore that. Not gonna ruin our day. It's interesting surface. My friend said it's made of calcium carbonate. It's like salty. It's like a salt pan. But the only other salt pans I've been on, or my reference points, are Badwater Basin in Death Valley, the lowest point in the Western Hemisphere, and the Bonneville Salt Flats on the border of Utah and Nevada. And neither one looked like this. This kind of looks almost like more of the traditional dry lake bed I'm used to going on all over the place in the desert, you know, like where Burning Man is, places like that. But what's cool about this is there's that orange sand in the cracks. Gives it that cobblestone effect. You don't see that at other lake beds because other lake beds aren't surrounded by these amazing orange sand dunes. Okay, and then here's a view looking back up at what we just slid down. You can see how tiny those people are up there. Well, that was us. Then we came down, 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 down. Absolute stillness. This is so friggin' amazing. And by the way, the reason it's called Deadvlei, we haven't even gotten to yet. I don't know if you can see there in the distance. There's a bunch of dead trees, like an old forest. I guess this salt pan used to periodically fill with water, and so these trees grew, and then some kind of geologic something happened to where no water flows here anymore. So the trees just like shriveled up and died right where they were. And now they're just sitting there affording this awesome photographic opportunity. Let's go check it out. It's interesting how from a distance it looks like this smooth white puddle of milk. But then as you get closer up to it, you can see that it actually has this cobblestoney effect. Okay, you guys, we made it into the creepy dead forest of Deadvlei. I don't know, I guess this periodically used to get flooded enough to where trees could grow, and now, well, the rain done dried up and they're dead. And that's why they call it Deadvlei. Look at this tree up close though. It's a trip, the bark. Gonna see how dried out it is from years of no water. I mean, look at the roots, dude, coming out of this baked concrete salt pan. I feel like it's a metaphor for something, but I'm not sure what. Okay, so going back to where we saw that dick carved into the playa surface back there, you know, part of the reason I get so fired up about that stuff is, you know, yeah, sure, next time it rains, it'll wash away, but it never friggin' rains out here, dude. So it's gonna take years and years and years to wash away. And if you look, here's evidence of that. There's this kind of, this one cobblestone is kind of heart-shaped. So some dinglings carved their name into it. You can kind of see there. It looks like it was in 2018. And here it is, May of 2019, and you can still read it a year later. I mean, it is fading away, but that just kind of puts into perspective how friggin' long it's gonna take for that giant dick pic to wash away. Okay, end of sermon. I try not to get too preachy about stuff because, after all, I did take 2 10-hour airplane flights to get here and probably burned a hole in the ozone layer the size of Long Island. Wow, what an otherworldly, amazing place. And like I said, one of the top hikes I've done in my entire life. I will never forget this. And yes, it was totally worth getting up at 5 a.m. for.